This week in Doctor Who, we escape the Flux, Jimmy saves Hitler, the Ninth Doctor returns, and the Stigger's back. This and more in Madman with a Box.
Welcome back to another banger of an episode. We got many good things to talk about, including a special guest, the publisher of Animated Concepts. It's going to be great. He's also a giant, avid Doctor Who fan, and he and I have known each other for I don't know, less than 3 months. So we're going to be talking
about
close.
Very close.
Yeah, we go way back.
So you're ready to ruin your relationship with him, is what you're saying.
Probably. Guys, it's the beginning of the episode. You know what that means, right? You know what that means?
Yes.
This Week in Who.
This Week in Who! So, all right. So this past Monday, we got the Spider-Man No Way Home world premiere. For my Australian friend, they say premiere. They invited one of the old doctors. Did you guys see that?
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was possibly the worst one, the absolute worst one.
Well,
Not
you said
Jodie
old.
Whittaker.
You said old. They kind of invited Jodie. She's new.
No, Jodie's second worst in my book.
They didn't bring Sylvester McCoy in there.
As you can tell, this is not photoshopped at all.
Colin Baker somehow de-aged himself. He can
lost some weight
right back into his costume. Yeah, lost some weight, a lot of weight, and
you guys are saying, "Wait, I'm talking about the hair." I mean, geez.
Oh yeah, grew his hair back out. Yeah.
It's like, what did he do? Jump in Shape of Water and have sex with a fish? Look at his hair. Perfect.
You were just waiting to work that in there. I knew.
Yeah.
I saw you.
You
were watching it yesterday. I knew you were going to somehow try and work that in.
Bro, it was so weird. I'm a Guillermo del Toro fan, but at the end of that, I was like, I just watched a lady have sex with a fish.
Well, if you think about it, it's just the female version of her with Joaquin Phoenix. So
men go after technology, women go after a different species.
Yeah.
Things preferably with gills.
I mean, if you look at young adult novels, women will just go for any species that are attractive.
Maybe she's just used to the smell.
No! So I'm really happy we got to see the worst Doctor fucking go to the premiere of Spider-Man.
That's debatable.
No, it's not. He did go to Spider-Man. Right next, it is Christmas season. It's the 15th. We got about 10 days to go. Which means Christmas socks are in full effect. And you know what presents people get each other? Bonafide Dalek socks. Literally. Bonafide Dalek socks. Oh, those aren't socks. Those are mittens.
Yeah, those are mittens.
I
don't think you want to put your...
doesn't work now. Oh, this works.
Right, I'm back.
Yeah,
that works.
You left?
What am I looking at?
You're looking at Daleks.
Is this the new Daleks for Eve of the Daleks? It's no, we have a new gun stick and this. This is the new gun stick. Literally.
You can go to any. You can go to a Adam and Eve shop and get this with the Dalek X-rated version movie. It was Exterminate in Me.
They really didn't think this design, did they?
So I'm going to say,
they definitely did.
What I'm going to say is this is actually a free pattern, and I'm telling you this so that way you can go and see it. There's no hate to the person who designed this. If you do, well, we disown you.
There's no hate. This is masterpiece.
It's art.
This is art.
Hacker.
The Daleks have an actual pure perfect design now. They are the superior species with this design.
They have that energy, you know.
Remember in Vincent and the Doctor when Vincent was crying because turns out everyone loved his art. He was crying because everyone loved this. This was my masterpiece. They hated it, but in the 21st century, they love it. Thank you.
This is Vincent's most expressionist art that he's ever made.
Expressionist art. They called him a madman.
We called him a genius.
Yes.
Okay.
No wonder why he went crazy at the end.
No beta males here. We got
Sigma Daleks only.
Oh, I want that so bad. I actually really want those.
But there's no arm sticks. There's no arm sticks.
No,
there's a stick.
There's a.
Okay, we saw this picture. It was I saw it and I was like, you know what? I love this, and we all love William Hartnell, everyone, because he is the true first Doctor. Anyone who disagrees because of timeless children, we don't care. William Hartnell is the first Doctor, and we all love him. And I saw this, and it just made me really happy. So I thought we should show it. It's him getting in his costume, and man, without that hairpiece, the guy looks fucking good. Like, he looks
Is that what you
good.
think? I mean, I guess he has that
He looks
old.
a little dapper.
He has that old English way about him. Of course, he looks dapper. He's in the first Doctor's costume. But
I was just talking about his face, but the costume, yeah, sure. I kind of want to meet whoever the makeup artist is. She's kind of cute too. We'll go up to her and be like, "What's up, girl? I got a 720 credit score."
Jimmy's gonna go up. You know, I'm into older women.
I mean, I am, but at the same time, it's
I'm kind of a gilf guy myself.
Big
if your titties don't scrape against the ground, I don't want you.
If you haven't lived through both world wars, out of my DMs.
If you weren't 20 when Reagan was president, I don't want you. No.
But anyway, yes, it is the main man, William.
He just looks so good. It makes me happy just to see him. Which I want to say an announcement right now.
Yeah.
I will be making, because I have not seen Classic Who all the way through. I've seen here and there episodes. Mainly, the most episodes I've watched are from the second Doctor. He's my favorite.
Well,
so
it's a bit hard with most of them being lost.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've seen, I want to say, like 80% of the second Doctor's episodes.
I have seen
that
that they could restore. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch the cartoon ones or the animated stuff. But so I'm going to be watching and hopefully reacting to Doctor Who from season 1, all the way to the end with Sylvester McCoy. So, yes, I'm going to be working on
beginning with a junkyard, ending with furries.
Yes, literally. Master Furry. Oh, God.
And you know what? I might even skip the sixth Doctor.
Well, then this is why you fail, okay? That's why you fail.
Just to piss you off.
You only need some key ones. Mainly him trying to kill Perry for no reason, and then Trial of a Time Lord.
Trial of a Time Lord is seriously one of the best stories in Doctor Who, period. But
it's unfortunate right there is when they decided to give the sixth Doctor a personality.
Is it better?
Right at the end.
Is it better than Tomb of the Cybermen?
Yes.
You're a liar. Next thing. Nothing's better than... Dude, no classic story is better than Tomb of the Cybermen. Nothing.
I just said it was.
You can say it doesn't make you right.
I didn't say it's objective. I mean...
No, it's not. This is matter of facts we're talking about.
We're talking about facts here.
Facts don't care about your wrong opinions. Oh, we got someone made the stats for New Who, the average episode per watch for every season of New Who, and this should tell a lot. All right, Christopher Eccleston's
I thought you were going to say Christopher. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he was going to say Christopher Walken.
So he got 7.9.
See this watch, Dalek? I hit it up my ass.
I got a fever, and the only regeneration is the next Doctor.
So you're
7.9 million for the first season. Then it dips down to 7.7, which is only 200,000 view loss. That's good.
Yeah, not too drastic. Same with the third one.
Yeah, 7.5, another 2. And then everyone realized, shit, David Tennant's got the biggest. And then we got 2008.
Only just
8 million views
per
episode. And then 2009, the special. No, to be fair, 2009 was just the specials alone and and his first part of his finale. Yeah, which was 11.5.
They were like, "Oh shit, he's leaving. We have to watch it now, more than ever."
Yeah, I miss David Tennant. 2010, the start of Matt Smith. May this season rest with every person who died in Valhalla because it is among the greats. 7.7. And then 2011, 7.5, 2012 part 1, and 2013 part 2, 7.4, which I think would have helped the ratings if they did it all in 2012 as one whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Probably the same for 2011 as well. Even though it was the same year, it was split in parts, so you had that huge wait in between.
Yeah, I totally agree. Man, I don't understand why they did that. Probably to save money.
Well,
or wait for
2011, I think it was the Olympics or the Commonwealth.
Oh, that was in Britain, wasn't it?
Yeah. So there's we can't have Doctor Who on while we have this one of the biggest sporting athletic events ever. So we have to split it.
Yeah.
As a geek, a lifelong geek, I have to say I don't care about sports. Give me my Come on.
Yeah, who cares about sports?
Who doesn't care about sports? But
well, you're an American. You're nothing but sports and weapons.
Hey, what's my excuse?
I don't know.
You're just a dork.
Dork. Nerd. We shove you in the locker.
Yeah, so then it dips down. And I think this is only because people are like, oh, it's an old Doctor. Why'd they go old? We had young and sexy. And yeah, you're right. But at the same time, if you would have given it a shot, you would have realized Peter Capaldi is one of the fucking best. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
And also because a lot of the episodes weren't particularly good.
Well, I disagree. I think his first season was a banger.
I think his first season is good. I think just from 2015 onward.
No, listen, dude. So his first season was a banger. Second season was a huge flop with 6 million average. And it makes sense. Even though that's one of the worst seasons of Doctor Who, he had one of the best episodes ever in that
that's true.
season.
Yeah.
Heaven sent. And then people realized, you know what? Even though there's one episode in that season, 1 out of 13? Screw it. We don't even care anymore. Then it dropped down to 5.5.
Yeah.
And you had Bill, you had Capaldi leaving, and you had 2 masters.
Season 10. They missed out on one of the best seasons. Oh, season 10 is so good, guys. It is so good.
But
oh man,
I think there's something very, very important. Wow, my light just turned off. How rude. Jodie's, because
No. Oh, actually, we totally didn't even see this, guys. A thing that might have hurt the season 10 a lot is if you look closely, you'll see there was a year gap.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They decided to wait almost 2 years later.
You're right.
I can't remember why they did that, actually. There wouldn't have been a reason. I don't think there was any big
There was no Olympics again.
Yeah. Well,
Olympics 2.
The Olympics 2, back with a vengeance.
I can't remember why they had that
Flux. Olympics Flux.
No. There is a huge jump in season 11 for a very specific reason, a historic reason. There was a woman that took the role of the Doctor, so everybody came to see.
Wait, no. It's only the first episode that makes that go up so much. 11 million views for that one episode? I think it was.
I think so. Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah,
and then it dropped down to like 4 or 5, I want to say, per episode. And
Okay,
then-
but you had people sticking around because they were hoping.
Yeah, that hope went away real quick. And then it dropped down, to 5.4, and then Doctor Who Flux 4.9. God, that is so bad.
So, I've seen somebody talk about how because, oh, look, if you look, there's fewer episodes, so people just weren't as interested, and blah, 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 blah. We had the specials, and everybody knows Jodie's leaving, for one. When Tennant was leaving, everybody came for those specials. That's why it has 11.5. So there was a total, 3, 4 specials? 4.
I think there's 4.
Yeah,
Because one was split into
three episodes, half of another.
Mhm.
First part.
Wait. There was it was the Next Doctor. Then it was the
that would have been that was Christmas, so that would have been 2008.
season 4.
Pretty no, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that was still a special though.
Whoa.
Technically,
It could
no.
be.
It'd
No,
be
the Next
thrown
Doctor
into-
the Next Doctor was in 2000. It was in 2009.
Let me double check.
Okay. Then
Was it 2009?
Let me check.
no, it can't
Not
be.
2000. It was 2008.
Oh, okay,
Remember,
my
it was
bad.
after Series 4.
Okay, well then, there was 4 then, because then you had the Water of Mars, Planet of the Dead, and then the Regeneration 2-part End of Time, part 1 and 2.
Yep. And my point is that people are trying to say that because Flux is only 6 episodes, that's why it's just not got as much. No, that's just bull. If you see the decline, a lot of people gave it a new chance. And like we said, 11 million for the first episode. And it's sadly just at a state of decline. I'm hoping that within not next year, right? It's 2023.
2023. Guys, we're only 15 days away until the next episode of Doctor Who.
I know. Yeah.
And one that actually looks pretty decent. I know it's another Dalek episode for Jodie.
It is a
Very
Groundhog's
funny.
Day. It is a Groundhog's Day type episode that I am actually kind of looking forward to.
I'm a little interested. I'm a little piqued. But yes, and it's just sadly at a state that I just don't... I'm hoping that we get a resurgence within the next era, but I don't see it picking up before her end. Maybe her finale before that.
I think the finale will do numbers mainly because they want to see the regeneration.
I think it's time to bring in a very special guest. Someone who's looked upon as some would say visionary. The guy who started animated concepts. Let's bring him in. Gervain.
How you doing, fellas? Hey, doing well. Was having a ball listening to you guys with This Week at Who.
Man, I told you, comedy show. We're gonna have some fun.
We have our
All
fun
right.
and we have our serious moments.
Would you mind?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got into Doctor Who?
Oh, absolutely. So I am currently the publisher of Animated Concepts, as I describe a small press comic book publishing company located in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. And I only say that because I live here, because actually
Hometown.
I love being from the Bronx, New York City,
Hey,
which is where I originally
hometown,
hail
baby.
from.
Hometown is Chicago. I love Chicago. All my family's in Chicago. I love.
But there's a reason why they call it the second city. But anyway.
Oh, don't you dare!
What?
Don't you?
But also former assistant editor at Milestone Media from way back in the day, back in the 90s, when
baby.
it was imprint of DC Comics. So very proud of that association. And basically, I got into Doctor Who. I'd always heard about it, but never really paid much attention to it. And it wasn't until probably about I'm gonna have to be real good about the time here. Probably it feels like about 6-7 years ago. Was sitting in a hotel. It's one of those nights when you're just kind of kicking around and channel surfing, and came across this scene of this really skinny white guy in a spacesuit talking to Satan. And I was like, okay, that seems interesting.
Impossible Planet.
And I started watching it. Yeah, and I was like, okay, the effects look good. The story was good. Then I realized, oh, this is that Doctor Who everybody keeps talking about, and it kind of went from there. So at that point, I think they had Doctor Who. They had pretty much all of 9 and the 9th Doctor stuff and the 10th on Netflix. So basically, I did a real big binge and got caught up before jumping in with Matt Smith as 11th. Once they started playing with the.
That is longer than 6 or 7 years ago. That's like over 10 years ago, dude.
That's 10 years ago. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Yeah.
No, because I remember when I got back into I first started watching Doctor Who with my dad in 2005 when it first came out with Christopher Eccleston, and because he was an avid Doctor Who fan. So when it came back, I watched a little bit, and then I went away for a while, didn't think about it, and then. It went on Netflix around 2010-ish when the 11th Doctor first started popping up.
Yep.
And that's when I got to binge it all, and I've been a diehard fan ever since.
Yep. So you have the same story, Jim? Yeah, it was 2010. That's when I got into it. Then I started watching the classic Who stuff, and as you guys were saying, it's hard to get you just can't. You just can't get like a straight run from Hartnell all the way through to get caught up. But by watching a few of those, definitely the second Doctor became one of my favorites.
Let's go, baby.
I'm gonna have to disagree with some of the panel here. I did like 7. I did. I know Tiff doesn't like 7, but I did like 7. I like people who talk other people into killing themselves. No. It's like
he's gonna get right in, Jimmy.
He's getting here. We like
that's what I show up for.
Hey, I like 6, and he hates 6, so it's fine.
Bro, right after he regenerated, he tried to choke out his companion. Why would I like him?
I was saying you had the 5th Doctor. He woke up after being a white pasty face guy, and the first thing he did was try to impersonate himself for like the entirety of the episode.
I'm not a big fan.
And I also like to say. Yeah, but I'll say this. I'll say as much as I love 10, and I love Tennant, and I love the 10th Doctor, but I do believe he's a bit of a hypocrite because I think he was telling was it? Why am I saying? I'm thinking Wilfred is his name, but I don't want to confuse him with the talking dog. Wilf. Yeah, he was telling Wilf that how much he disliked the 7th Doctor, but I said the only difference between 7 and 10 is at least 7 didn't talk one of his companions into killing herself. That's on 10. So sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But
hold on,
when you get to the point,
the 9th Doctor convinced a Dalek to kill himself. Does that count?
That's okay, but the Dalek is a bad guy. I'm talking about someone. I'm talking about a doctor actually convincing the companion she needs to go kill herself because he's out of control.
Okay.
That's one of Marlo's, baby.
I'm gonna say, in his defense, he's gone through a lot of trauma in his relatively, he is one of the shortest Doctors, lifespan-wise. I know he has more episodes than 9, but 9 has implied history. So he is one of the shortest-lived Doctors, and in that little amount of time, he has lost so much. And so he was thinking, you know what? I'm a Time Lord. I take control. And that's when
I'm Lord Victorious.
10 did actually kind of convince someone to kill themselves, but not direct.
That's right.
But like he kind of did.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I do have to ask, do you consider yourself the living body of animated concepts, or?
Hey, look, and put it this way: no one gets paid unless they talk to me. So we'll put
He's
good. Everybody. There we go.
I have the money. I have the power.
All right, so okay, Jervain, welcome to it. Now we're gonna start talking about the main event, guys. The main event.
Yes, we have new episodes to talk about until New Year's. So what did we do? What can we do?
We listened to some Big Finish.
Yes.
Some Big Finish. Christopher Eccleston's Volume 1, the 9th Doctor Adventures called Ravagers. And this is the first episode in that called Sphere of Freedom.
Not much freedom.
And there's a lot of... it's weird. It's his first time back. And it's weird because it's like a Christopher Nolan thing where it's not linear. He's all over the place with that, and it's a new companion. By the way, I've listened to the first two adventures of it, so volume 1 and 2, and those 6 or 7 episodes, we don't see her again.
I wouldn't expect so.
It's upsetting because it's like we got a new companion. I want to know more about her.
Nope, because I'm guessing this is supposed to be before Rose.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Which makes sense. We're not going to get a mention of Nova ever again.
So here's what I'm going to say about Nova, and I don't think we're going to go too into detail with our explanation of the episode, but I'm going to say Nova, in the very first few moments, was actually kind of like, okay, I'm getting the vibes. They have good chemistry. It's building. But actually later on, because the episode is really told by the Ninth Doctor to somebody, and it's split into its chunks, she became a little less likable as we went through to me. But
I liked the scene where they first met each other, where it was they were walking down the street, both going the same way. He was following her, and she just turns around and goes, "Why are you following me?" He goes, "I'm going this way." He's like coming up with different ways to make it not awkward, and he was like, "All right, fine. How about I go ahead, you wait, and then continue to walk. I actually do need to go this way." And she was like, "Then I'd be following you." Then he just goes, "Are you trying to make this purposefully awkward? Like, what's your point?"
Why are you following me?
I'm not following you.
You are.
What makes you think I'm following you?
Well, you're walking behind me, and you look shifty.
I'm not shifty.
Like you're up to something.
I am up to something. I'll give you that.
Well, go and be up to something somewhere else if you don't mind. This is my route to work, so take a turning and toddle off.
I can't.
Why not?
Because I really do have to go this way. How about I walk on ahead, then I won't be following you?
But then I'll be following you.
Are you just being awkward or what?
It feels like I got my friend back. Christopher Eccleston's return as the Doctor just made me feel like I got my friend back. Oh, like David Tennant is my favorite Doctor. But the first Doctor I ever watched was Christopher Eccleston. And you always remember your first Doctor. So Christopher Eccleston coming back and doing stuff again is like he's like getting an old elementary school best friend back, if that makes sense. How was it for you guys? How was it, Jervain? How was it for you?
I mean, for me, it was like he never left. Like in the very beginning, it sounded like he was trying a little too hard to get back into the role, but then I realized that was more me not being used to hearing from him in such a long time. And then, but once it kind of got into the thing with him and Nova, and then even talking with the Audrey, it's like, yeah, that's the Doctor that I remember. It's like he's like a little bit of all of them in a sense. It's like he's like very skeptical of the whole Audrey thing. Like he knows something's up with her. He can't quite put his finger on it, but he's like, he knows something right with her. And what I liked about the whole Nova introduction is that was very reminiscent of like the whole Rose thing, where it's just like this weird guy just comes out of nowhere, and it's like they have this very short interaction, but the interaction really causes both of them to form a bond very quickly. And right. I think that's what I enjoyed about that. And it was disappointing that I did want to check out a couple that you don't see from Nova again. And maybe that was by design, like they just wanted to kind of give you a little hint of like, yeah, here's your Doc, and here's what it might be like when he meets a companion. Like it's very much the same thing like Rose, but we're not going to like try to replicate that relationship again, because that's what so much of it is that they just kind of instantly bond with each other, particularly Ninth and Rose. So I thought it was like I said earlier, like I said before I came on when talking to you guys earlier, it's like he never left. You know, he really just slid right back into it.
And I'm kind of happy you brought up Audrey though, because when the first time we kind of meet her, it's like the problem I have. It's kind of like
has been. Oh no,
no, it was more like Big Finish hitting you over the head with just like, hey guys, pay attention to her. She knows something. It's like, yeah, we know. We can tell by the dialogue.
It was very, very obvious. She's important.
Oh, little old me, could I be anything?
I'm just an old gamer.
Oh, gamer.
I did like one of her dialogue though. One of her dialogue was like, "I'm old. They think I'm no good for nothing anymore. But when I was young, they said I was too young to know anything. And I somehow missed the middle where they thought I knew."
That was a great line.
Yeah, like so. I missed the middle part where I knew everything. It was like, yeah, good. Yeah, this thing is full of like dialogue that just makes you go, "Oh shit, that's right. We got to like pay attention more to the old people a little bit. Old people, our elders, so we can learn from them a bit."
You mean me?
No offense, Jervain. No offense, man. Yeah. So I'm really happy with how this this was also my first big finish, so I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, same with me. It is, especially with the later parts 2 and 3. It's a bit jarring when they start doing the whole like past, present day, all of that. They do give like certain like, especially with the Doctor. Okay, this is the Doctor in the past. No, this is the Doctor in the future. Stuff like that. But it being audio kind of limits that environment. And considering it's my first delving into Big Finish with an audio series, it's a bit jarring and it was a bit hard to get used to. Especially, it was one continuous story for 3 parts. Compared to the next one I listened to, where it's just three stories by themselves. They don't connect to each other. There may be a reference, but they are their own individual stories, and I think that worked much better.
So this actually isn't my first big finish. It's also actually my first big finish that I actually listened to was a Dark Shadows one, based off of the old soap opera. But no, it's not even my first Doctor Who one. So
You mean the Johnny Depp movie?
You know.
How dare you? Don't you ever speak to me again.
Hey.
Okay.
Them's fighting words.
Dark Shadows needed an improvement. It needed a blowjob scene between Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter. You know,
I will pull out.
That's what the soap opera. That's what the soap
Johnny
opera
Depp
needed.
didn't pull out.
Hey! He should have pulled out of Amber before he got stuck, but you know.
Oh no!
My point was that
The only good thing to come out of that whole controversy is Mads Mikkelsen's Grindelwald. Like, I can't wait. Besides that,
but what I was saying is that I actually really do love the audio drama format. It's one that grew on me years ago with smaller podcasts and things. So going into Doctor Who, listening to this, it's not foreign to me as much as it's different to hear something you usually see, and it's absolutely understandable.
I listen to it when I do like editing for these videos and stuff like that. I pop on a big finish thing, but my favorite thing is to listen to these while I'm in my car with bass, surround sound speakers, because that feels like I'm in a fucking movie, man. Like that, I'm down for that. Jervain, how do you listen to Big Finish?
I listen to it both in the car and also like when I'm working. But I would agree with Chris that it's like, if this is your first time in, it is a little hard to navigate. So I'm very new to the Big Finish. The reason why I got into it is because I saw the YouTube ads for the Unit one. I think it was Unit Nemesis. The Unit Nemesis.
Oh,
I thought they were actually
Kate Lethbridge Stewart stuff, right?
Yeah, the Kate Lethbridge Stewart stuff, because it had the curator, Tom Baker, the curator, Harry Sullivan. I was like, oh man, that's cool. It's almost like, like freaking Dirty Dozen of the Doctor Who thing going on here. And so, but I thought they were advertising like a new spin-off TV series. So that's when I looked at it. I said, wait, it's an audio drama. So okay, I'll check it out. I mean, it's a good way to get the gang back together, if you will. And when I went into that one, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. Because when I was a kid, I'm going way, way back. It's like the only way that you could like rewatch a show back then was, and for me, it was like I would audio record the TV shows as they played on Saturday mornings.
On
and then
VHS?
would listen back to them. No, on cassette tape, my friend. On
This
cassette
is
tape.
before VHS.
And so literally it was
I did it on Laserdisc, man.
it was a poor man's version, basically, of an audio drama. So I'm very used to listening to the shows audio-wise that you would normally watch. But when I started listening to these, I was like, "Oh, this is great!" It's like great dialogue. That unit theme song, it's like it practically is like if they wrote it for a TV show, it would stand up. And so to me, what I love about this format is that you can get all these characters back together. You can get people back into the canon, if you will, without having necessarily go through, I guess, all the rigmarole that TV production would entail. So that's why, with Eccleston coming back, it's like, from what I've gathered, it was a really terrible experience he had filming the show the first time around. That this allows all of us to get...
He had a falling out with Russell T.
Moffat.
Davies and
Davies.
what was her name?
Julie Gardner.
Julie Gardner, and just BBC entirely. And so I feel bad for him, but at least
was it like a safety issue, or he felt, because it sounded like he felt like they were working him too hard. Like it was just like the working conditions were like just terrible.
No. So what he talked about in like a interview at Comic-Con, he said that Russell T. Davies didn't respect him and his knowledge on like acting and stuff like that, and the directors wouldn't listen to him on like, hey, this character wouldn't do this because X and S. Also, they said he was leaving before they agreed upon, just to throw him under the bus as he was the Doctor. So like he was like halfway through the first season, the first season, and BBC released a statement saying, "Oh, he's leaving. The next Doctor's going to be this," and he goes, "We agreed that you would wait until after the season to tell them I was leaving, just so they wouldn't like throw him under the bus halfway through."
Gotcha.
And that's exactly what happened.
Well, so in other words, the same reason why Vin Diesel is now begging The Rock to come back for Fast and Furious 10. Got it. But it's like, dude.
So I'm going to go ahead and bringing it back to the audio drama itself. I do want to talk about how this is directed and written by, well, the Daleks himself.
Nick Briggs.
Yep. Nicholas Briggs.
And to be fair, now that I've listened to more Big Finish, by the way, I listened to this I want to say less than a month ago. Less than a month ago. And now I have spent over $250 and own a lot.
Yeah, they'll get you.
I've probably spent almost close to that.
Dude, they're so fucking good. Yeah, but
let
Nick
me have a
Briggs,
look.
Now I know why we're going half on the new ones.
Yeah, I know. All right. Also, so listening to more Nick Briggs writing, dude, this is just a totally Nick Briggs script. Like you can just tell, he goes weird.
I think if you're going to have somebody who is the voice of the Cybermen, the Daleks, and just iconic monsters all across the board, he's got to have a special kind of love for Doctor Who, and I think it taps right into the weirdness. But one more mention: Dan Starkey is in this one. Yeah, I don't know if y'all realized.
Yeah,
is that the guy? Is that the guy who played Strax?
Strax.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great.
Foreign Empire.
Who was he?
He was Marcus Aurelius Gallius.
Oh my God! Really? My God, that makes sense. Yep. So did you guys see the interview of Christopher Eccleston answering fan questions for Big Finish on their account?
No, I don't think so.
Someone asked him, "Have you heard Nick Briggs's impression of the Cybermen?" And he said, "No, I haven't, but I've heard his impression of the Daleks, and it needs a bit of work."
Have you heard Nick Briggs' impersonation of your Doctor?
and what do you think of it? I have not heard Nick Briggs's impersonation of my Doctor, but I have heard Nick Briggs's impersonation of a Dalek, and it needs a lot of work, as does his Cyberman.
Oh, it was like Christopher Eccleston throwing down some knives. Oh, I love it. Yeah. So, what's our overall thoughts?
A rating
on this? Ratings. Let's go on the ratings on that.
I think Chris should go first. You made me go first last time.
That's true.
All right.
True.
All right. Professor
Fine,
Pixel,
fine.
What is your ratings?
I said Chris.
Too late.
But I said it first. Oh.
I want to say Jermaine for last.
Sure. So for Ravager's Sphere of Freedom, I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think as a first for
a
Big
7
Finish,
out of 10?
So about a 7 out of 10.
For audio dramas, are we cutting back from 10 to 5, or what was this update, Chris? Why didn't you let us know in the
Why
memo?
change it?
I'm sorry.
There's no visuals, so we got to cut it in half.
7 out of 10. Yeah. So 7 out of 10. 3.5 out of 5. 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. As a first for a Big Finish going into it, it is a bit jarring. It does take a lot of time to get used to it. But I liked what I listened to. What I listened. It's good to hear Chris Eccleston back. I know we're never probably going to get him actually on screen again unless he resolves
60th anniversary. He said he would if the BBC apologized.
Yeah. BBC.
And that's probably never going to happen.
Yeah.
That's because it's the BBC. They're high and mighty. They could never do wrong. Yeah, Russell, I could see apologizing.
Yeah.
He'll apologize.
I can see Russell doing that.
Russell,
I have a
BBC,
feeling Julie Gardner did as soon as it all went down. I'm pretty sure she did right away. She just seems like a stand-up person. Russell, no, he's got too much ego.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
he needs to think it over. But so 7 out of 10. Wouldn't really recommend it as someone's first to go into Big Finish, but I liked it regardless.
So I'm going to go ahead and now give my rating now that Chris has gone ahead.
All right, Pixel, go ahead. Go.
Okay. Jeez, slow down, Jimmy. It's also going to be a 7. I mean, it doesn't compare to pizza, but it's pretty good.
I loved that episode. First episode, Bros Pizza.
But just adding on a little bit more, it's enough to make you interested. You can hear his voice. It doesn't sound like he's aged a day, so it's perfectly him. And I could feel that energy that I needed to be sure that, okay, he's back. It's real.
Well, I'm going to be a little jarring.
Uh-oh. You always are.
7.5. 7.5. And I'll say why.
It's not that jarring. You made it sound like I'm going to give this a 1.
No, I really, guys, like I told you, it feels like I got my best friend back. I fucking love it. Even though it's not the best out of all of them, I think the best ones I've listened to so far are in the second volume. But it just feels like I got my best friend back. And so anytime that happens, I'm really happy to see it. And when he says, I think it was in the final volume of this final episode of this volume, where he said he gets back in the TARDIS. He goes, "Oh, you did it, old girl! I'm back." Anytime he says "you did it, old girl," gives me shivers. Just like the first time we see him talk in the TARDIS in the first episode, Rose, where he said, "The Genghis Khan couldn't get to that door, and believe me, he's tried," or something like that. The way he says it gives me shivers. I love it. So. Yeah, I got to give it 7.5. It's not the best, but damn it, is it good. And now we come to the main man, Gervain. What are you going to give this thing?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to, because I really agree with Chris on this one, where I think it's for a first timer, it would have to be a 7, just because it's almost like when I've watched Doctor Who or try to introduce it to my family, there's certain episodes you just realize you just cannot do with people because it's just too much going on. The timey-wimey just gets really out. It's just too much for people to handle. And I felt that was kind of the thing with the whole past, present, future jumping around for the first time. It would not be good. So it's 7. But anyone who's listened to the audio drama before, and particularly is a Eccleston fan, Doctor Who fan, I have to give it a 7.5 along with you, Jimmy, because I think it's like you said, it's like you got your doctor back. And from the get-go, the energy is there, the feel is there, the tone is there. It's like he never left. So 7 for first-timers, 7.5 for those who are a little more vets, if you will.
I was upset.
One more season.
When I was upset
more season.
Because
there you go.
You were agreeing with Chris, and that made me upset. And then you started agreeing.
Chris is a reasonable, honorable man. What can I say? I've only known him all of 40 minutes.
He just hates Australia. So
have I told you this one fact about him? He's Australian. Everything you just said is just out the window.
Hey,
look, they started out rough, but they overcame. Okay,
you guys can't even handle earthquakes. We live alongside emus.
Dude, are you kidding?
Everything in Australia wants to kill Australians.
And they know they're not.
We may have lost a war with them, but we're on equal. We're okay with each other now. But you with earthquakes, you guys go absolutely insane. Like, oh my god, I think we're all going to die. So is the planet because only
Have
America
you experienced an earthquake?
No, but I would rather.
Don't even start, dude.
I would rather experience an earthquake than get into a fight with an earthquake.
Chris, did you just compare emus to earthquakes? Really? Just because they have an E and both are starting letters, it doesn't mean they're the same.
You have your natural disasters, we have ours.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. This is crazy. All right. Well, all right. So I think we got that. But there's a video I want to share since we're into the final act of the show. We like to end it with something good, but I'm going to end it with something very cringy.
But my all-time favorite episode is, I've got to get the title right, The Empty Child.
Yeah.
I watched that episode, which was broadcast before I was born. If I ever went back to Doctor Who, I'd want to do it in black and white. My first memory of Doctor Who is Patrick Troughton, black and white. That was the first Doctor, of course, The Empty Child. I think that is perfection.
He's so serious.
After being somewhat distant towards the role since leaving, that's your opinion, given the opportunity, would you like the 9th Doctor to meet the Master and or Riversong? On the chance that Nick Briggs has told you who Riversong is. I don't really know much about the Master and Riversong, but my Doctor's happy to meet anybody.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack there.
I gotta get the episode right. The Empty Child. Everyone's like, "Yeah, that is a good episode." And then he goes,
"Yeah, you earned it."
Patrick
And
Troughton
he's like,
was born.
Before I was born. I was like, wait, huh?
He is not the person to have a conversation about Doctor Who with. Yeah, so here's I don't agree with him on a few things there, but that's another kind of video. I don't need to talk about the importance of the female companions throughout time and space through Doctor Who, but he just hasn't watched enough Doctor Who to understand that.
That was still a funny video. I was like, I gotta show you guys. But it's just like, I can't even be mad at him. I'm just so happy he's back.
I wonder if I'm wondering if he did that on purpose because he sounds so serious.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
But that about does it for us. So Jimmy, go ahead and lead us
thank you.
on here.
thank you guys for stopping by. I want to say such a big thank you to our special guest, Jervain from Animated Concepts.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. My only regret is I should have joined you guys for the This Week in Who, because that was hilarious.
Come back sometime. You can.
Oh, if you'll have me, I'll be there.
I'll make Jimmy just add your profile just in the corner somewhere.
Just throw it in.
You be our watermark. All right, so that's what we got. Next week we got another big finish. I think we discussed the War Doctor.
War Doctor Begins, Forged in Fire.
Wow.
This is my favorite one I've listened to so far, and I can't wait. So
I would have to agree. It's this second one I've listened to. Before we did this, I finished listening to it. Absolutely loved it. And this is the beginning. This is where he truly begins. I know technically he does have another series, but that's leading up to Day of the Doctor. This is from Night of the Doctor.
Wait, what? John Hurt did the one leading up to the Night of the Doctor?
To Day of the Doctor, yes. The first set.
I'm buying that. Fuck.
Because this is technically the second volume, the second series.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, so
this is the prequel. The prequel.
I'm excited.
Series, I should say.
Thank you very much for watching.
Good.
We will see you next week. Remember, if you like the video, make sure you like the video. And if you didn't, that sucks. And we
won't see it.
Yeah, we won't see it.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah. Made me feel so much better, YouTube. My mental health.
My mental health so great. Unless
Listen,
I look.
Max don't care about your feelings.
So, all right, guys. We'll catch you guys later, and goodbye.